Hi, my name's Chris Voss here from the ChrisVossShow.com, ChrisVossShow.com. Hey, give us a like, subscribe to us on YouTube. Here's our daily rant video, why the United States Postal Service sucks. It's really sad that this organization doesn't seem to really work hard to improve its PR reputation of having people who just don't give a shit with bad attitudes. Normally, a lot of government agencies have this problem. It's really always interesting to me that people at the DMV or work for government always have these horrible attitudes, especially in the front line towards the customers, where you just see them have this whole I don't give a shit and I hate my job sort of attitude. Now, the majority of, well, I don't know about the majority, but I would say there's probably a lot of government workers who have some integrity and really care about their job. Seems like more often the ones that I meet and most people meet don't. You would think that somebody eventually would sit down and go, we really have a bad reputation with that. Maybe we should change that. But then you'd have to care. So let's talk about the United States Postal Service and why it sucks. Now, if you Google United States Postal Service sucks, you'll get the phone book on the internet. You'll also get the phone book on YouTube of every video you can ever imagine on why the U.S. Postal Service sucks. You think they work at maybe improving their customer service by now? Maybe? No. Who gives a shit? They're a monopoly. They're a government-sponsored giant bureaucracy that you can't ever fire, and they don't care if they go out of business, evidently. They've been begging at Congress for more money. They've been complaining about how they're losing business to FedEx and UPS. They've been seeing a decline on people sending mail. You know why? Because they're sick of doing business with the United Postal Service. The PR agencies that I work with and the companies that send stuff to the Chris Voss Show to review, guess what? They don't use the United Postal Service. Why? Because their packages get stolen or disappear. They disappear. It's always funny, the expensive, really cool shit is the stuff that gets stolen. If I send a $5 item through the mail, it always seems to get there. But a $300 iPhone? Good luck with that. So, and I've had them stolen. So that's from my experience on multiple occasions, actually. So, you'd think that a company that is begging for business, hoping for business, trying to get business, would actually give a shit about their customers and care. Good luck with that. So, let's talk about why I'm having problems and what it's about. Now, I've had a lifetime of problems with the United Postal Service, but this one has just finally peaked it, and I'm sick and tired of it. It's the end of just tired of it. So, for a year and a half now, I've lived in my house and that I moved to, and I am about 100 feet away from a post office box that the mailman comes. It's kind of like a big giant P.O. box thing, and he puts the mail in our neighborhood. He doesn't come door to door. That's about 100 feet away. Now, this beautiful gal who comes and really cares about the U.S. Postal Service, and for a year and a half, we've had this deal where if I put a tag on the box saying I have a pickup 100 feet away at my house to pick up, it might be 75 feet, I don't measure it, to pick up this box. It needs to go out. Now, the U.S. Postal Service does have an electronic system for this. They have a online area where you can go and say, I need a pickup the next day at my house, and they will come pick it up. Only problem is it cuts off at midnight. Because I guess there's a lot of work that has to go with an electronic transaction that I send at midnight to where 1:30 when she comes to the door, it takes that long to get that electronic transmission to get to her. There's probably like a fax involved because there actually is fax machines at the post office. I've been calling them all day and you can't get through. It's just a consistent busy. So I sent her a fax, or I sent them a fax to complain about this carrier. Now, this gal has always done a great job for me, but this week I've had a stand-in coming and doing my deliveries. Great. So he's been coming, and earlier this week he caught me outside and he said, hey man, on your packages, I can't come pick these up because you leave that note on that thing. I can actually get in trouble with my supervisor, and this is against our rules. You need to use the online thing. So I said, well, that's great, but the problem with the online thing is it cuts off at midnight, and I have packages I need to send throughout the day. And he goes, well, I can actually get in trouble for this. You're supposed to use the system. And if my supervisor found out, I would get in trouble. Laziness. Fucking laziness. So I said to him, I said, well, the gal who normally comes for me for the past year and a half has always done the service for me. He says, oh, her? And I go, yeah, we've always had this deal. She's always done it, no problems. He goes, oh, she's my supervisor. She approved this? And I go, well, yeah, I guess so. I mean, she's your supervisor. This is a guy who was just lying to me a second ago that he can get in trouble with his supervisor because he's too lazy to do this. It turns out the gal is a supervisor. So I figured the matter settled. He goes, okay, well, she's my supervisor, no problem. Well, it's hot here in Vegas, 100 to 110. So if you want to be lazy, this is the weather to be lazy in because you don't want to do your job. So 2 days later, he's caught me outside again with a package. And he says to me, hey, man, I talked to my supervisor, and she says, yeah, she was just doing it as a courtesy to you, and I can't do it. I don't even know if his supervisor said that, if the gal said that. I'm almost wondering if it's a lie and he just figures I'm too stupid and they're too bureaucracy driven that I'll never be able to complain against him, which I am actually. Because I think this is stupid. So I said to him, well, you're a mailman. This is your job to pick up mail. You're walking maybe 100 feet to get the mail. He goes, I can't do it. So I can't argue with the guy because then I'll get charged with assaulting or, threatening or yelling at a federal employee. So I just have to take my shit and put my tail between my legs and get fucked as a customer. So I came back here and, of course, I'm filing complaints, all that stuff. We'll be sending this video to the PR divisions of the United Postal Service and letting them share in it. But here's the problem. It's not about the rules or a form. It's that they're just too lazy to give a shit. The guy doesn't want to do his job. See, the problem with a lot of things in America is no one seems to understand that their paycheck is from them doing their job. And that you need to give a crap, and then you'll get a paycheck. If the customer's happy, you get a paycheck. So you make the customer happy. What a concept. But this guy, he doesn't get it. He just is too lazy to walk 100 feet to come over and pick up my package. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Being a postman of all things. And his whole attitude is he doesn't give a crap. Now, this is a serious problem, okay? Because I feel as a customer, why don't we want to do business with the U.S. Postal Service anymore? It's really sad that the U.S. Postal Service has been begging for business, begging for money, and the companies that I work with and the PR agencies that I work with are actually paying extra to work with FedEx and UPS because why? They don't want their packages stolen or lost. Sorry. They want their packages to get there. They want their packages to get there on time, right? They want people who care about doing the business with them. So they use FedEx exclusively or UPS exclusively. And if you ask any one of them why they don't use the U.S. Postal Service, it's because the packages get stolen. Lost. What a bunch of bullshit. It's always amazing to me, the $5 packages always get to where they're going, but the iPhone I send through the mail didn't. Weird. It's always the really cool stuff that disappears. So, there you have it. And the U.S. Postal Service needs to work on customer service. You need to work on making sure your employees have integrity and want to do their job. And if not, you should get rid of ones that don't. Because it makes it so that no one wants to do business with you. So that's my advice. Why the United Postal Service sucks. So there you have it. Posting it to YouTube. Probably do a follow-up if anyone ever replies to me, which they won't because no one cares. But if some anomaly happens, I'll certainly follow up and give you an update as to what happened. But I really don't care anyone's going to, I really don't know that anyone's going to care. I can't even send a complaint to them. I can't even contact the local office. It's just like a joke. There's some website, I guess they can send into the Inspector General. Last time I sent a message to the Inspector General about a stolen package, it took 6 months or 8 months to get an answer back. You know, it's really funny. If I call FedEx or UPS, I can get them on the phone. I can get customer service. You know, I even had one time, I got a million stories I can tell you as to how great their service is. Funny thing about FedEx and UPS, they have the most friendliest couriers ever. The DHL people and other services that deliver to me, they actually know me by name. They'll greet me. They'll have conversations with me. Sometimes the UPS guy has had so long a chat with me, he has like a monitor that starts beeping to say, hey, you need to start moving that truck to the next stop. But he's friendly. He cares. The FedEx guy comes and acts like he cares. Even the standing guys act like they care. They appreciate the customer. They're taught to appreciate the customer. They're smart enough to go, oh, we should care about the customer because he pays our paycheck. Why is it that FedEx and UPS, everywhere I've ever moved to or gone, I always meet the nicest delivery guys who work for them? But with the U.S. Postal Service, I meet 90% people who seem to really hate their jobs and be really angry about it. So there you have it. United Postal Service, I'm sorry. You should really focus on some customer service and caring. You should tell your employees to not come across as slack-jaw, lazy, worthless government employees who don't care about their jobs, and have them come across as smiling, friendly, happy, customer service sort of people who care about the customer because they understand that their job security is the customer. See, this guy, this gentleman who's coming to my house picking stuff up, he needs to realize that by making me happy, he gets job security in the future and his paycheck keeps coming. Wow, what a concept. Those connect. So there you have it. Anyway, thanks for tuning in to the Chris Voss Show. And give us a like, subscribe to us on YouTube. U.S. Postal Service sucks.